We want to send it over now to One America's Trey Yingst, who is live at the White House. Good morning, Trey.
Hello from the White House. Today we are following that breaking news overnight. President Trump ordering a strike on a Syrian military base. This was in response to the use of chemical weapons earlier in the week by the government of Bashar al-Assad. The information we were gathering last night indicated that 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles were fired from U.S. vessels. That's the USS Cole and the USS Porter there in the Mediterranean. 58 out of 59 of those missiles struck their intended targets. And what we are learning from the Pentagon today is that they felt they were successful in many of these strikes. We are also learning from Syrian media outlets that a number of casualties did take place as a result of these strikes that were ordered by President Trump. This is a major shift in policy for the Trump administration. We saw 8 years of an Obama administration drawing red lines in Syria, condemning attacks on civilians and failing to act. Last night, President Trump, from his resort in Mar-a-Lago, acting against the government of Bashar al-Assad and the actions that he took earlier in the week, killing more than 70 civilians with the use of sarin gas, a gas that has been outlawed by the United Nations and is considered a war crime if used on civilians or in any part of war. So the president sending a strong message to the president of Syria, Bashar al-Assad, that the use of chemical weapons on innocent civilians will not be tolerated. Today we're getting more information about how countries around the world are responding to these strikes that occurred on this Syrian Air Force base just east of Homs, Syria. The UK, France, Germany, Israel, and also Saudi Arabia supporting President Trump in his decision to launch these missiles from those war vessels there in the Mediterranean, striking this Syrian Air Force base. We are learning today that although the Russian government was made aware of these strikes before they took place, they are opposing the strikes that took place and that were ordered by President Trump today. President Vladimir Putin of Russia saying that these were illegal strikes and they damaged the relationship between Russia and the United States. Additionally, we know the Iranians have spoken out against these strikes, and also the Chinese. An interesting situation here today. We know that President Xi Jinping of China is meeting with President Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort, but the Chinese are opposing these strikes in Syria. So it's going to make for some interesting conversation today between the leader of China and also President Trump there at that Mar-a-Lago resort. Additionally, we learned a little bit more information this morning here at the White House about how things unfolded last night. The President Trump, was meeting for a dinner meeting with the President of China, Xi Jinping, there at the Mar-a-Lago resort. And here at the White House, Vice President Pence was in the Situation Room on the phone with members of Congress, trying to make the congressional members aware of this strike and that it would be occurring. We have seen many of Congress's members coming out actually supporting the president for this strike, saying that it needed to be done to send a clear message to Bashar al-Assad. There are some Democrats on Capitol Hill who said President Trump needed to get the approval of Congress before ordering this military action. So we have mixed responses, not only here in Washington, but around the globe. But again, the latest news from Syria, we are learning here this morning, is that last night President Trump ordered 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles to strike that Syrian military base where those chemical weapons were launched from earlier in the week. President Trump trying to send a clear message to Bashar al-Assad that the use of chemical weapons on innocent civilians will not be tolerated by the Trump administration, but most importantly, it will not be tolerated by the United States of America.